What's going on, guys? It's Brian with Hop Sauce, back with another great episode of Brian's Beverage Corner. And today we will be talking about Modern Times Brewery in San Diego, California. Let me just grab my notes. There we go. So the reason why I chose Modern Times to follow up after Belching Beaver was because Modern Times was another brewery that I hit a little over a year ago on my birthday when I first came out here. These guys were also super nice. When I went there, so I only had one beer when I went there, and it was their Mexican hot chocolate stout. So similar to what I had with Belching Beaver, but just their own take, and just a little bit of history on these guys. So Modern Times was so on their website, it says they were a cadre of brewers, coffee roasters, and culinary wizards. That's the way it was described. And these guys are nothing short of imaginative, they have a great outlook on life. They have a great outlook on what they're trying to present to the public. They have a lot of creativity, and like I said in the description, their prowess does not only stop at beer. Like I said, they are coffee. They are also coffee roasters and what I call culinary experts. They do have a really nice menu online. You can check it out at their locations. They are implementing vegan options now because that's a big thing in the community, which is cool. So they're really trying to like branch off, and they're really trying to like make their product and their business oriented towards everybody. It's not just the beer connoisseurs, not just the average beer drinker, not just the average drinker in general. So I think that's really cool that they did that because they're trying to show off that they're something individual. Founded in 2013. Their philosophy is interesting. So the history behind the name Modern Times comes from a utopian community. Hi, Autumn. Autumn is the one that gave me some of the good ideas that I've used in the last couple episodes, using the tall glasses to signify color. She gave me the idea for the, the mixed drink episode. She had a big influence on that one. So just a shout out to her real quick. So going back to their history, there was a utopian community in Long Island in the 1850s where basically they wanted to show off. They wanted to demonstrate a more perfect society. They didn't follow regular norms of like city life and stuff like that. But later on, people from the city found out that there was a community just a train ride away that was all, free love and stuff like that. And they wound up overtaking this community. And this community wound up now being what's known as Brentwood, New York, in the Long Island area. So a lot of their title, the names of the beers and stuff like that are going to be based on, or almost all of them are based on like a utopian experiment or a modern utopia. Hi, Eric. So another thing I want to talk about is in 2017, I saw this on their website. I thought it was really cool. I really wanted to mention it. They are the first California employee-owned brewery. So that's like a big thing for them. So I wanted to make sure I put that in the video because basically that just shows that they go the extra mile to not only own the place, they run the place as well. Hi, Corey. I know you're saying hi to Eric, but I'm going to say hi to you anyway. So I picked 3 beers that I haven't had from them. Now, their distribution is is kind of crazy, actually. On their website, if you go on there, it shows you like a map, and they're mainly on the West Coast, like on the West. So it's the entire West Coast, the islands of Hawaii, and then some inner Western states. But they also distribute out on the East Coast. So before I came out here, when I was the beer manager at Bottle King, the week after I left was when they started distributing to New Jersey. It's not on their website, but they do on the East Coast. They do New York, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania, I believe, and North Carolina. They also do North Carolina. So that's a lot about them. So now I want to go into like a little bit of the artwork. I know I always do little last time on Belching Beaver, they had a lot of craziness going on with their artwork, and it was cool. It was a little cartoony, so it was fun. I do also respect the aesthetic that these guys post. So this is their standardized can model. It's the only difference is the color scheme. So this is the Fortunate Islands. So their color scheme is like gold, bronze, and black. So this is like a standard for them. And then they have other ones that are different aesthetics of blue, green, purple. Like they literally hit the whole spectrum. But then they have something like this one, which I picked up because I've never seen something like this for a Modern Times beer. And this is their ice. So this is their Pilsner. And I loved the color scheme, and I liked that it was just different. And then they also, just like every other brewery, they have seasonals. They have stuff like that. And they come out in cans that are a little bit more full of color instead of just the standard white with the color scheme. So this is their Laser Rain. This is their Tropical Cucumber Goes. So it will be sour, which I'm excited. And it's the strongest out of the three of them, which I was kind of surprised. Usually the IPAs, like, what is a tropical IPA? But it's a session IPA, so it's low ABV, so people can enjoy it more. They also have a hazy series, and those cans have a more aesthetic artwork, have a more, not aesthetic. It has a more outlandish artwork, more vibrant, more, kind of crazy colors and stuff like that. It's cool. Yeah, so like Eric, I literally picked it up because I liked the side. I liked the side actually because on the shelf it was placed like this, and I didn't realize it was Modern Times until I turned it. But it's cool. They're super affordable too. So I bought these in singles. So I actually saw the prices on them. So I know two of these were $3.99 or $3.49, which were these two, and I believe one of them was $2.99, which I think was this one. So without further ado, we're going to start with the ice. It is not only the lightest beer style-wise, it is also the lightest beer ABV-wise. It comes in at 4.8% on the can. The Beer Advocate score was 3.87, which accumulated to an 86 Pro score. This was the first Pilsner they ever did. It is it's like a Czech Pilsner style, kind of like a Pilsner Urquell, but nicer, because Pilsner Urquell is a like big brand where these guys are like small. They do have multiple locations all over California, and they have one in Portland. But so you can see, very light in color. Well, it should be light. It's super see-through. I know you can't really see it through here. Well, yeah, I can kind of show it. You can really, see through the beer on this one. So it should be clear. It should be super crisp, super light. This is basically what you would want to drink in the summer because it's so light. You don't have to worry about it being heavy. You don't have to worry about it filling you up right away. This is supposed to be super crisp, super light, enjoyable. The smell smells like a Pilsner. It'll be a little weedy, but not as much as like what this one's gonna be. Because online, the other one said it was like a wheat tropical IPA. Let's try this out. Now, I'm not really a Pilsner guy. I think it's too light, personally. But this is super light. Not much flavor to it, though. So I will say it is your standard Pilsner. It's not anything special. I think it's really good. I think they did a really good job of making it. It's just not for me. I'm going to finish it, though. It's just the Pilsner style, if you don't add anything special to it, or if you don't do anything like super like extra to make it stand out, your standard beer drinker, unless they're a Pilsner lover, is just going to look at it as a normal beer. It's not anything special. So I do agree with the ratings online. It's a great beer, just not my style. So I recommend it to Pilsner drinkers or someone who's not a very heavy beer drinker. But like I said, for me, that's no for me, dog. But to other people, definitely a winner for light beer drinkers. Now this next one, the Fortunate Islands. Now, unfortunately, I know I said that a lot of these were based on utopian experiments or modern utopias, but there was no. Oh, hold on. So they have descriptions on the can, but it's mainly about the beer itself, not what it's not really like what it's based on. So there's no like backstory to every beer. So this one, wheat malt, 2-row caramel Vienna with Citra and Amarillo hops. So they said on the description that this should have a mango, tangerine, and passion fruit. I'm reading this right. Kind of flavor with like a little with like a bitterness to it. So I'm kind of curious to see how it comes out, what it looks like, what it smells like, and what it tastes like. So let's. This comes in at 5%, so not much higher. So all the ABVs on these are relatively the same. There's not like too much of a differential. It wasn't like last time where the first two beers were like lower, and then the second one was like 3-4% higher. So a little bit darker. So this one's hazy. You can't really see. You really actually can't even see through it. So right away, like definitely different style. You can tell off the bat. That does have. I can definitely smell the tangerine in here. It smells good. But so this one was rated higher. I think this one came in at like a 4.1 with a 91 pro score, which is really high. Which is pretty high. I was actually kind of surprised how high it was. But I'm gonna try it right now. I'm gonna see what it tastes like, and see if I agree with what they said. This is definitely more my style. Ooh, I taste that. That bitterness hits you at the end, but it's nice. It's nice. So they made it a lower ABV IPA, solely for the fact that you can enjoy it all year round. It actually, Eric, to like honest, it's not as weedy as a Blue Moon. It's definitely tastes like an IPA, but you do get that like citrusy taste to it, which is nice. This is something I can see sitting out at a barbecue with. Um, I believe, even though it's a low ABV, this is not like a heavy quantity beer. I do believe this is a sipping beer as well. You sip, you enjoy it. You don't. You have maybe one or two, call it a day. But it's pretty good actually. I kind of like this one a lot. I kind of want to try some of their other ones now. I want to go too. I want to go to their place again. Their place is super cool. There's also like a restaurant like right next door to it. So, but the staff was super nice. I remember when I went there it wasn't too busy when I went, so I was able to talk to the guy running the tap. But like I said, they also have coffee, which was cool because they use their own home roast for their stouts, which is awesome. So not many people do that. Some people, depending on what kind of what kind of product they're working with, they have to outsource or order coffee beans from another company or something like that. They have it all on their own, which I think is cool. But I can definitely see the draw to that tropical IPA. That one's, like I said, that one's really good. I can see why they rate it so high. Um, I think I think it's a good rating. I think both of them are good ratings. So hoppy tropical pale. Oh, so it's pale ale. So my bad. So it's a pale ale, not an IPA. So that's why it has that bitterness on the end. If you're not a bitter lover, I'd probably skip that one and go for something a little bit more like not fruity, but has a little bit extra like flavoring to it, or a normal style IPA with low IBUs, just so you're not going to get that bitter aftertaste. But now I've been looking forward to this one, and I'm super excited because I love sours. So this is Laser Rain. I love the name, which I like. I actually didn't look at the name. I just looked at what it was when I bought it, and then I was doing the research on the brewery and like that. And when I came across the name, I was like, Laser Rain, like what? But it was pretty cool. I thought that was cool. So this has guava, cucumber, lime, and sea salt. And the last guava sour I had were like strictly advertised with guava. I wasn't a fan of. Forget what company it was from, but like the Pog stuff, like the POGs, Those are good. Like when the guava's mixed in with something it works with, it's really good. When it's on its own, what's it called? When it's on its own, I'm not a huge fan of them. So I want to see how this one comes out. I would also want to see the color it comes out as, because usually the color represents something of the fruit that they use. So I'm hoping it has like a more yellowish hue to it, but we'll see what we got. Coming in at 5.6%. So this is the higher of the three. Still not high, like it's not super high. This is still a very bearable like ABV. It's not like high usually doesn't come into play until like 7% to me. So let's see. Hold on, I just noticed something. These beers are vegan. I literally just noticed that. Or maybe not the. Oh yeah, this one too. I didn't know that. Holy crap! I totally missed that. All these beers are vegan. So for those of you that are vegan lovers, or on a vegan diet, if you're looking for a beer, or you're looking for something like, or you're trying to go out to a brewery and or buy beer, and you're looking for something that's more catered to like your eating habits, lifestyle, whatever. Like I know veganism is like a lifestyle of these people. Go Modern Times. I had no idea that the beers were vegan too. That's incredible. That just blew my mind. I'm sorry. That just blew my mind. So this beer also, just a heads up, is a collab with I have it right here with Culmination Brewing. So I'm excited. So this one only comes out in July, by the way. I looked on their website and it's released in July. But I'm even more excited. This is cool. So it's funny. It's actually kind of like a mix color of the other two, whereas this one was a little bit darker, more like a gold color, and this one was definitely that like straw see-through color. This one's definitely in the middle somewhere because it's hazy. You can't see through it, so it is thicker, but it's a little bit darker. But it's still like light. It's still like a lighter color. So that has a heavy cucumber smell too. This is also my first predominantly cucumber sour. So I'm kind of interested to see what this tastes like. I've had like cucumber mint vodka, the one that Kettle One makes, the natural one. That was pretty good. It tasted like cucumber water. So I'm kind of interested to see how this comes out. That Eric, that is the best way to describe it. For those of you that aren't seeing the live chat, he said it's a beer for the spa. That's so refreshing. So I've come to notice that anything that adds cucumber to it adds that kind of calming aesthetic, like a calming, almost like a calming sensation, if you will. That's good. The smell is a little crazy. So the aroma kind of punches you in the face. This is good. I like this. All I taste is the cucumber. I don't taste guava, but it's not tart either. The cucumber definitely must mellow this thing out. So it's guava, cucumber, lime, and sea salt. And for a Goes style beer, this is super tame. There was no pro score on this. It was rated, I think, a 3 point. I think it was like a 3.4 or 3.43. So it was lower on the 3 scale. I don't believe that does enough justice. I don't believe that the scores that were given, granted they're from people on the website that rate and drink the beers as well. I would give this something higher. Like I give this almost like what the Ice got, like a 3.8 or like a 3.6 or something like that. Because this is pretty good. So the last couple weeks, I've been doing a lot of local beers out of San Diego area. Now that I haven't been visiting these places, obviously with the quarantine going on, I will start hitting places up when there's more leeway on, like less restriction on going places. But I love the local aspect, especially out here. There's so many places to go to. There's so many things to see. And Modern Times, definitely, if you're in the San Diego area or even in the Southern California area, this place is definitely worth the trip. Their beer is really good. I looked at reviews on their coffee. I know I don't review coffee, but their coffee had really good reviews too. So I would definitely check them out. Their website's in the description. That's just their homepage. It has their history, their shop, where they distribute to, and the companies that do the distribution. And so in case you work at a store or you just know someone in the business and you believe that your store or your local store should carry it, if you're in the area, you can let them know. They do a blog too, so they keep their, I don't want to say fans, but their customers, their consumers, and their patrons fully up to date between Twitter and their online blogs. I know California's kind of going into another shutdown, kind of, so they're kind of hitting hard on that. They're getting hit hard on that end, but they're trying to stay in high spirits, and they're trying to keep the beer flowing. Oh my God, that's really good. They also do events, so they have an events page. You can check that out. And that's all I got today. I'm sorry, I'm kind of speechless on the end of this because that blew my mind at the end. I can't believe I missed that. What's this one? Employee owned, certified. That's cool too. They have like a stamp on it. Let me see if I can show it to you. I don't want to get it. So that circular one, that it just says employee owned certified. That's part of what I went back to, that they're an employee owned business. So that's cool. That's really cool. I learned a lot about them on their website, kind of what their philosophy was, what they're trying to give to the public. But I kind of also learned a couple things right here on the show live. So that's all I got for today, guys. Next week, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I gotta do my research, see what kind of places are out here. I'll probably go local again, do a couple just like local San Diego area places, and then go back to doing some big name guys. But until next time, I'm Brian, and drink responsibly. I know the weather is, I don't know about the East Coast, but on the West Coast, it's beautiful out again today. So enjoy your day, enjoy your week, because the weekend's coming up. Look forward to that saucy Sunday, and have a great day. Drink responsibly.